You are listening to Basil Bottler's radio show. Rather you than me.
Yes, hello, it's Basil Bottler. Yes, I'm wishing you all your dreams come true. Shut up, fucking bells. Wishing you all your dreams come true for Christmas. Nearly Christmas. Merry Christmas. Ho ho, and another ho, and XXX Xmas. XXX. Call me now with your sexy Christmas stories. You can call me on 020 3287 1213. And you can Skype me. You can Skype Basil Bottler. And call in. It's a cheap call. Cheaper than it cost me. It cost me a fucking fortune to keep this phone number on Skype. And I've had hardly any calls. Probably works out about £3.26 per call that it cost me to I'm complaining now. Back to the story. Back to my Christmas story. I was in. I hope you've been listening, because I was in the office. I went for a job interview, and I'm not doing another recap. Anyway, so I was having a good old time in the office party that I wasn't invited to. I didn't even work there. I just ended up in there by mistake. Anyway, I was having a nice old time in the office party, and chatting away to people. And anyway, suddenly I spotted, while I was in there, I had a large whiskey in my hand, large single malt, and then I spotted across the room the woman that interviewed me. She must have obviously finished whatever she was doing, or maybe I was probably the last interviewer of the day, or maybe the only one. Who knows? Anyway, she was there, and so I thought, well, I'll go and say hello. And although then I did think she might think it weird, because I just had an interview. I don't really work there, so I thought, well, I don't know what's going to look best. What would look best? I thought she might think I'm a weirdo if she sees me there. So I thought maybe I should leave. So I thought that's going to be the safe bet. Leave. So that's what I decided. So I sort of turned my back to her and sort of tried to shuffle out of the room without her seeing me, which was a bit awkward because I couldn't see where I was going, because the door was sort of where anyway it was near her. So I had to anyway. So I was shuffling sort of sideways, a bit like a crab, back to her. And I knocked someone over. There's no two ways of putting it. As a woman it was mind her own business, no fault of hers. Knocked her clean over, and of course it caused a kerfuffle. People, I went to grab her and said, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" and tried to help her up, and other people joined in. And of course, the woman that interviewed me by now had heard all the fuss and was coming over to have a look. And she spotted me. There. So embarrassing moment. I thought that it's probably fucked me my job chances, but I thought, how can I save the day? I thought, be honest with her. Be honest. Tell her exactly what's happened. So I said, she said you're Mr. Bottler, aren't you, Mr. Bottler? I said, yes, I am. Didn't I just interview you half an hour ago? And I said, yes, you did. She said, I didn't expect to see you here then. I said, no. She looked a bit annoyed. I said, no, it's a funny story. I got lost trying to find my way out, which luckily the job doesn't involve directions, sense of directions. Lucky it wasn't. Anyway, so because that would have gone against me, I thought. But anyway, I said, I'm extremely sorry. I just ended up in here, and someone handed me a drink, and it's all a bit embarrassing. Someone started talking to me, and I thought it'd be rude just to walk out. So I said, I'm a bit of an innocent party, really. And then I saw you, and I didn't want to lose my chances of getting the job. And she laughed, and she understood. She seemed to understand. So that was good. So I calmed down a bit then, and I said, well, she said, would you like a drink? Because I spilt my whiskey, what was left of it. I spilt it over this woman on the floor, and she stunk. She had her own Malibu up her arm, my whiskey over her left shoulder, and she stunk like a brewery. Tommy got her up on her feet, and Anyway, so this woman replenished my glass of whiskey, and I started talking to her, and we got on like a house on fire. And there was a lot of flirting and a lot of drinking as well. I'll tell you that, we was knocking her back. She was obviously finished work for the year, and she was ready to let her hair down, and down it went, and all over the shop. So we was getting a bit merry, to be honest, the two of us. We was chatting for a good hour, probably more. And fucked if I can remember what we're talking about now. It doesn't matter, because we had a lovely time, and was a lot of touching. After a while, as we got more and more drunk, partly to hold each other up, but we was touching each other anyway, for sexual reasons as well as actual physical support. And one thing led to another, and she suggested that we go to go something a bit quieter, because they had the music on loud in there at the party. Noddy Older was screaming out, and so was Roy Wood, and Mud, Shaking Stevens. I think it was Shaking Stevens. Something shaking anyway. And what else was it? Does it matter? No, it's Christmas music. You can imagine it. And what's that one? Home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas. Oh, it's boring. Yeah, boring, that one. Anyway, and the soldier one. Anyway, it must have been more than that. Anyway, I keep getting distracted tonight. Anyway, me and this woman, turned out, if I said her name was Anna. Her name was Anna Fange. Anna Fange. I think she was French relations. Anna Fange. Something like that her name was, if I remember rightly. A long time ago, because I said I was 20. Did we work out the year? I think I settled on 25. But it could have been 20 anyway. So anyway, we were... she said, go somewhere quieter for I thought, aye. This day is getting better and better. Apart from the woman I knocked over. So she said, come with me. We went somewhere, I thought, a bit quieter. And we went out in the corridor and then into this other door. And it was more of a, to be honest, it was a cupboard. It wasn't much more than a cupboard, because it had lots of stocks in there, including toilet rolls and Mr. Sheen and stuff like that. There was lots of Mr. Sheen in there. Dusters. Did I say bog rolls? There was a vacuum cleaner, Hoover. I don't think the Henry had been invented then. Absolutely bloody love the Henrys. Really, I recommend it. If you haven't got a Henry, get a Henry. I'm not being sponsored by. Hang on, I'll just check it again. So we went into. So here we are in this cupboard, and of course, instantly we were in the cupboard. She was all over me. She was all over me. I couldn't believe my luck. Snogging, tongue was flying in and out and round and up and down and all over the shop. And it was probably dribbling. I think there was dribbling. There was so much tongue action. We didn't give a care. Didn't give a fuck. A lot of fluid was in motion in our bodies at that moment. It was certainly active liquids. And hormones were going, and our minds were swirling around in a sexual swamp of excitement. And I got hold of her, and I had my hands up her skirt. I was and straight in her knickers like nobody's business, fingering away, dripping with sweat. I was. And it's hot. There's no windows. And it's hot, stuffy cupboard. She was dripping. She was flooding her basements, and as they say. And anyway, she was grabbing at my trousers to get them down, and she pulled my trousers down. Like she was rampant. She was, and I thought this is definitely increasing me job prospects, as well as all the other prospects that was there. Anyway, so she had them down, and she had my pants were whipped down as well around my ankles, and I managed to get her tits out, pulled her bra up, and out they popped, pop, and. So I was playing with those and sucking on like nobody's business. She got hold of my knob. She got hold of my knob and she was rubbing my knob. It wasn't erect, but she was rubbing away, going at it like nobody's business. And I was fingering her, and she said, "I want you to take me now in this cupboard." She said, "I want you now." And she was frantically. So I was still only half mast. So she got down and she was sucking on my knob, and I was absolutely loving it. But I couldn't get a full erection, and it was a bit frustrating. But I was so drunk to be honest. It was really, it was a real struggle. I was trying to concentrate on getting it stiff, and she was concentrating on it. And there was a lot of pressure on me at this point. The older penis now was, anyway, she was going at it like nobody's business. And then she gave up and stood up again, and then was wanking me again with her hand, and was snogging. I was sucking on her tits again, having a bloody lovely time in this cupboard. And well, it took a bit of a turn then, because I didn't tell you before, but I had terrible stomach trouble recently up until that point, and suddenly I got the old rumble in the tummy again, and I thought, ignore it. You got an erection to get sorted out. Don't worry about your stomach. And anyway, so we snogging, and I've mentioned the titty sucking and all that. And suddenly, out of the blue, I thought I was going to fart. I thought I was going to do a fart. I was pretty certain it was going to be a fart. I don't know why. And I think I shit 6 times that day already, so I thought there's nothing left in me. But there we are, in the middle of the throes of passion. There's no other way of putting it. I shit myself in the cupboard. I thought, well, maybe she won't notice. And she was getting a bit frustrated with the penis, to be honest. So was I. But then she said, She said, "What the fuck is that smell?" I said, "Don't worry about it." And she said, "It's if you farted." I said, "Oh, I wish." I said, and then she spotted it, and well, that was the end of that, to be honest. And it turned out. I had an idea, but I got a letter in January. I didn't get the job.